You guys may not know this about me, but I was originally the third stepbrother in Step Brothers. Roll it.
Secretly, you're not a doucher.
Yeah, no, not a douche. When did you guys take off your sweater vests?
Let's play a game, all right? On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Rex from Toy Story.
Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to.
Good
Funko
housekeeping.
Pop Monthly.
If you were a chick, who's the one guy you would sleep with?
Tom Hanks.
What? Did we just become best friends?
No!
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. You guys are really enjoying here the segment where I go ahead and react to negative reviews on some of my favorite movies. I went ahead and already did some for my favorite horror films. Heck, I even did the opposite and read positive reviews for the horror movies I hated. You can check out those videos in the description or a playlist on my channel. But today what we're going to be looking at is negative reviews to some of my favorite comedies. Now right away, I know that these are not the best comedies out there. These are just my personal favorite ones. The ones that make me chuckle, happy, and wonder how could someone actually hate this? I think it's going to be a lot different here because I think even some of the movies I have on this list, you yourselves might not even like them because comedy is so subjective. What makes you laugh might not make me laugh, and what makes us laugh might not make the ghost sitting in the corner of your room laugh, so we'll see. But be sure you guys leave me your thoughts down below, whether you agree with these people, disagree with them, and hit that like button if you want me to continue the segment. Starting off with the movie that inspired my beginning skit here, Step Brothers. Now this was a film that came out when I was in middle school, and it was the most quotable comedy out there. I just found myself repeating lines from this movie and just always talking about it with my friends, and we still talk about it to this day. So using Letterboxd here to read regular old reviews from people like you and me, no critic reviews here. First negative review here says, finally got around to seeing the movie the kids with absent alcoholic parents love to quote. Why you gotta expose me this early, man? Leave my father out of this. Next review here by Recycle Bin says, this might be the worst piece I've ever seen. Where the F did the 65 million budget go? What? John C. Reilly's balls, F you and this movie. Damn, that is a lot of hate. But did this movie really cost 65 million? I have to look that up right now. Oh my... Step Brothers really had a budget of 65. Where did that money go? Okay, the FU was a little strong, my friend, but you have a point. Where did all that money? This film mainly takes place in a house and a room that has a bunch of space for activities thanks to the bunk bed. I really don't know where they spent that $65 million. Maybe you're onto something with the John C. Reilly fake balls here. If not, maybe all the star power, Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, Adam Scott, even Seth Rogen pops in there. Comedies don't need to cost that much. Next review here by Lydia Joy says, straight people are disgusting. I want to throw up all over everything. As a straight person who's disgusting, throw up on me. Shannon Brady here giving a negative review saying, for the life of me, I will never understand what anyone finds funny or cute or endearing about grown men acting like stupid children. Shannon Brady, you are cutting it close for me because I'm in my mid-20s surrounded by things that make me look like a 10-year-old. So grown men acting like children is my income. Don't come at me like that. Andre Rocha here with a negative review. I thought Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly were going to... What? I think, my friend, you were looking for Step Brothers Hub Edition right here. Cue that sound.
What are you doing, step bro?
That is not the movie we were getting at all. Two men aren't allowed to act friendly and platonic. Jay Reno with a negative review saying, I hated this movie so much, which was really hard considering how happy my dad was quoting it. This half star is for him. Love you, Dad. So to tribute and show your love for your dad, you give him half a star right here. There's something funny to be said here because there's a lot of negative reviews out there that say, oh, my dad loved this movie. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't like it. I need you to step back and think that your father loves a movie dealing with parents who have to deal with their kids acting like pure children, garbage, trash, entitled brats. And they relate and like this movie? You need to open your eyes. Moving on to the next movie here, Shaun of the Dead. I love me a good parody movie. And with this having a little bit of a horror element, dealing with the zombie apocalypse, making fun of that, Edgar Wright is a great director. I don't see how you cannot find some enjoyment out of this, but let's go ahead and see why they wouldn't. Rebecca Longmire here says, this movie started out good, and I lost all interest once the musical part started. Anyone who's seen Shaun of the Dead know there ain't no musical in this. I think what she might mean is the part with what Edgar Wright is famous for, where he syncs the music with the action sequences. That ain't no musical, that is cinema. I mean, anybody who's seen Baby Driver, what Edgar Wright does with mixing in action and the soundtrack, I don't see how you can confuse that with a musical. This ain't no Mamma Mia. Next review here says, I tried to watch this 3 times. Damn, so boring and full of cliches. The jokes weren't my taste. Everything felt wrong to me in this film. I think maybe this was somebody who didn't understand it was a parody or a comedy, was probably looking for a straight up zombie movie, because the cliches in this film are intentional since they're making fun of all the cliches that do happen in these films. But I guess some people hate cliches either way. Another negative review here says, I hate this movie. Honestly, I only had to watch it because of film studies. I can't wait to forget about this movie. Won't be hard. Hate it. I can't wait to watch your movies when your school is giving you a nice grade class cinema to study and you're like, this ain't it, chief. I'm gonna make Jack and Jill 2. That's my goal in life. Another review here says, beginning was pretty funny, end was lame, N-word usage was unnecessary and unfunny. Disappointed in Edgar. I just called this one of my favorite... Edgar what?
Cancelled.
Next movie here on my list, Dumb and Dumber. If we are talking favorite comedies of all time, I had to throw in at least one Jim Carrey film, and the one I could watch on repeat just because I find absolute joy from it is Dumb and Dumber. I think it'd be pretty obvious maybe why somebody wouldn't like this film, just because it is purposely 2 characters acting stupid for about 2 hours of the film, but let's go ahead and see why. Mr. Nip Guy says, am I the only one who doesn't really like Jim Carrey's idea of comedy? 3 out of 10. Sexism makes me want to die again. My boy, I think Dumb and Dumber was perfectly fit for you, with you saying 3 out of 10 stars and you rated it 1.5 star. Andrew Mickleer says, hateful, just hateful. Lots of toilet jokes, but not a single moment that raises even a smirk. Immediately, yeah, I could see why someone would not find this funny, because a large chunk of the jokes in this film are a bunch of lowbrow toilet 7-year-old humor. I mean, one of the biggest laughs you're supposed to get out of this movie is a character having diarrhea into a toilet that doesn't work. And while I criticize that a lot in some of the recent comedies we get today, especially some of the newer Adam Sandler comedies, where it's just elementary school fart jokes, I think Dumb and Dumber still did a lot of clever things in there, to even now when I rewatch it, I catch jokes that I missed just because of some of the metaphors or jokes that were actually very smart but in a weird way come off dumb. It probably doesn't make sense to say, but Dumb and Dumber I think has a lot of clever humor aside from some of the lowbrow stuff. Next comedy we have here is 40-Year-Old Virgin, the one that introduced me to Steve Carell, our Michael Scott. Also has a lot of great notable stars in here, even a Kevin Hart cameo. I still hear people talk about this one to this day as one of their favorite comedies, but let's go ahead and see here why someone would not enjoy it. Olivia Church says, I'm happy for the dudes who like this movie, I guess. I'm happy that you're happy for me, Olivia. Doug Review says, aha, what a loser. Oh, because he's a 40-year-old virgin. Claire here with a negative review saying, sexist, racist, homophobic. The movie is just 2 hours of horny, geeky Michael Scott. That was too much. I was too awkward to even finish it. You know, from the sounds of this review, it feels like you're a fan of Michael Scott. And Michael Scott is all those things, sexist, racist, homophobic, just in a much more lovable, endearing way. But there are so many negative reviews where those 3 keywords are the exact reason people hated it. And I get it, I'm not gonna sit here and defend that type of humor, but I am one who believes you can make fun of anything as long as you have a point or an angle to the joke where you're just not being mean-spirited for no reason. It for sure is a sign of the time, because this is one of those comedies I enjoy watching just because they don't do humor like this anymore. Everything's a little too PC and safe. But even the characters in the movie that make these awful jokes, they're purposely the a-holes of the film, and the movie really isn't promoting them. It's showing you, hey, this character's an a-hole because he makes jokes about these people that we shouldn't be making. Denny here saying, please, I know I'm lonely, but this isn't a way to go. Ethan, I'm blaming you on this Sunday night Netflix party night choice. Ethan, if you're watching this, hit me up, man. I think we could enjoy some Netflix and chill. Without the chill. The next comedy here was probably the most requested one when I asked you guys out there what comedy should I include on this list, and a lot of y'all just went ahead and said Suberbad. And you know what? I gotta agree with you. Suberbad was another one of those movies that came out in high school, middle school for me, and was also one I quoted, always talked about with my friend, and I think still holds up to this day, but let's see why someone wouldn't enjoy it here. Rebecca here saying, you should be in prison if you like this. I guess y'all can find me in the cafeteria with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. See ya. Kayla Taroni here says, Seth gets hit by a car. Me, God, I wish that killed him. What? That is so awful, man. Why do people hate Seth Rogen? The dude seems like a nice, chill guy. I don't see why anybody would dislike him. I think every time Seth Rogen laughs, a baby is born. Fasali here says, Superbad, indeed. Very clever, my friend. You're only the 1,000th negative review who used that same line. Even the negative reviews for Dumb and Dumber were also like, Dumb and Dumber? Indeed. Y'all think you're the only ones who came up with that, don't you? Kennedy here says, should have ended in a big long kiss between Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. Tragic. Why can't these guys just be friendly and show their love for each other in a platonic way? But admittedly, yeah, I was in middle school watching the movie of the scene in the sleepover with their like really close, spreading their friendly love, and I was like, Papa, are they about to kiss? Nothing would have been wrong with that, but maybe we'll get that in the remake you know they're eventually gonna make sometime. But anyways, guys, this is just some of the negative reviews on some of my favorite comedies. Like I said, it's all subjective. It doesn't matter here. Again, I was just curious to see the films that make me smile a lot and how someone can hate them here. If you agreed with anybody on here, let me know. Or if you disagreed also, be sure to also leave your suggestions for the next segment of reading negative or positive reviews. I really appreciate all you guys who stay to the end of this video and are watching this. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.